sure that you are following all the way to the end. So make sure you are attentive, make sure you are not leaving. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, as we begin, if you have some distractions around you, you can excuse yourself so that, of course, you're able to get the maximum benefit from this particular session. So the presentation will be in form of slides presentation. You can as well be taking some screenshots for reference after this particular meeting. And we begin right this very minute. So welcome everyone to the Project Rise Africa. That is the name of the program that we are going to share with you here today. We term it as the business of the new normal. Why? Because you get to thrive with this system, irrespective of where you are, irrespective of the prevailing circumstances. We are powered by a very powerful team, the Freedom Ego Stream. So who are we in summary? In a time when many people are struggling, we have chosen to rise, hence the name Project Rise Africa. And we are a movement to unlock the potential of a new generation of leaders, earners, and also visionaries across the continent through digital tools, leadership, and also income systems. Now, in today's global economy, the right connection and opportunity is everything. And in addition to unparalleled business growth, the members who are part of these develop lasting relationships that allows them to grow mentally, financially, and also build each other up for success. So you being part of us, you'll have a chance to live your dreams, a chance to connect with others who are also willing to live their dreams, a chance to coach and mentor others to take charge of their life, eventually build a leverage type of a system which allows you to earn a lifetime income while retire to build, to live a life of your own and also under your own terms. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a vision, which is to unlock the door of prosperity and help people live a good life and be in the driver's seat of their destiny. So in short, you get to control everything as far as your life is concerned, from finances to the rest. Our mission is to create 100,000 self-made multimillionaires in the connected economy by giving people the opportunity and the right systems to become global new generation CEOs with an amazing lifestyle. We have both local and also international partners that have been making our service delivery very efficient. For example, our global partners include Nature's Way, has been there for over 50 years in the global market. We have DSM. It has been there for over 120 years. It is based in Germany, France, Netherlands, and also Switzerland. We have Weda, has been there for over 80 years in the global market. And of course, this is based in Phoenix, Arizona. These are the manufacturers of the products that we deal with. And if you look at the combination of their years, it adds up to not less than 200 years. So that tells you we've also partnered with the best. Here in Zambia, our key financial partner is Anaco, and we have a daily payout system. So that tells you can access your profits any day, anytime. Good enough, this system started in 2006. So you have been there for 19 good years. That tells you or explains about the stability of this program that we are going to share with you here today. In quick summary, this program currently we are operating in over 100 branches and distribution centers worldwide, having been found in the year 2006, founded that year. Over 22,000 self-made multimillionaires have been created so far. They're also registered by PACRA, also registered by ZAMRA, and of course, we pay taxes to ZRA. That tells also the credibility of this system. Present also in over 50 countries. Zambia is one of them. Here in Zambia, that tells you can expand globally. Our office within Zambia is at Great North Road Business Center, and you can always access our office any day between Monday to Saturday. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this powerful statement by Robert Kiyosaki to say the main reason people struggle financially is because they have spent so many years in school but learned nothing about money. And the result is that people learn to work for money but never learn to have money working for them. That is why we have this session today. We have some good news to share with you. We have a solution to that whereby we are in what we call the connected economy. And here you get to share the value this program provides out here with so many people, utilizing a concept, namely leverage. And this leverage allows you to eventually build a global type of income. So let's understand leverage. What do we mean by the term leverage? So that you get to understand what really you are getting yourself into. According to Robert Kiyosaki, all successful people have utilized this concept of leverage. It is simply the power to earn more and more while working less and less, either by having people or money working for you. So it tells you with the concept of leverage, you do less, but you earn more. And through this concept, through our system, you get to have financial freedom, time freedom, and also health freedom. These are the three major benefits you get from this powerful opportunity. We have several success stories, including students who are driving themselves courtesy of this same program you've met today, among many other success stories, both within Zambia, across Africa, and outside. And you're going to hear from some of the individuals. Also, you get to enjoy from the aspect of time freedom by having vacations. destinations like Dubai, Philippines, big events, Europe, also USA trip. And of course, you can be part of this powerful trip or vacations, fully paid for by the company. Again, you get a chance to also venture into real estate investments, a chance for you to increase your streams of income as a result of you being part of this system. Now, let's look at the uniqueness of our system. That is now the connected economy. Let's compare with the major type of economy that most people are used to, the industrial economy. So what happens in the industrial economy is that when a product has been manufactured, before it gets to the final consumer, it has to go through a number of people, a number of channels. So assuming you're in this particular channel, you make very little profits in terms of commission. And that's why you realize people earn less here. And by the time the product is getting to the final consumer, it is highly priced. So in the connected economy, through the Freedom Eagles team, we are offering you a chance for you to be the only intermediary. We call you the connector. So the money that will have been used to advertise or go through a lot of channels, you may call that money. And that allows you to earn more within a very short period of time. So how do you take advantage of this connected cash flow system? How do you take advantage of this system to your financial boost? What you have to do is very simple. We have a system in place. When you say yes to our system, you will be here as a connector. And then our work is to help you build a team of people that you will be working with. So eventually, everyone gets to create wealth. And how do you position yourself in our system? It is by setting up your own account, by simply making a one-time payment, and that payment gives you a lifetime membership, which means you have a chance of benefiting forever. And your account being a lifetime account, it is also inheritable by your loved ones. And what you have to do is very simple. Choose a package to start with. For example, if you choose to start with the students package, that gives you only one account. It means you'll be earning from one channel. You choose to have the basic package, it gives you 3 lifetime accounts, a chance to earn 3 times. If you choose the premier package, it gives you 7 lifetime accounts. Remember, the keyword there is lifetime. Your account is never going to be, to run out or expire. Talk of the Elite package gives you 15 lifetime accounts. The Royal package gives you 31 lifetime accounts. You realize the more the accounts you have, the more the profits, the faster the growth. It's like, let's say a person has one shop and another one has 31 shops. Who makes more profits? Of course, it is the one who has 31 shops. That is the same case that applies here. Now, after you've chosen the number of accounts you want to start with, we have a mentorship program, a 5 weeks mentorship program. The beauty part is that as you are learning, you are also earning. So as you are being guided on what to do and how to do it, eventually also you are benefiting financially. So how do you benefit financially? That is what I want us to look at. And if you are here following attentively, before you dive into the ways of making money, just type for me down there that you are following. Just type down there, following. All right, so if you are following, you're attentive, just chat for me down there and type the word following. Now we are going to look at how do you benefit financially. So if you are following, just type down there and comment following. I can see Rashid is following. A number of us you are following. So let's proceed and look at how do you benefit financially. Now you ought to agree with me that finances play a very key role when it comes to this life. You see, all of us, we need money. We spend money every day. That tells you in a way, you need a system that pays you on a consistent basis, on a regular basis. So you have up to 8 ways of making money. The first of making money, ladies and gentlemen, involves selling the products that we deal with. But guess what? The company understands that we are all from different professionals. So selling is not a must. So you are left with the 7 ways, which actually you can make more out of it. The second way and the third of making money, they are the major ones. Because number 4 to number 8, they are connected to the second and the third. So that tells us you just have to focus on the second way and the third with the others. They follow you in the system. So let's dive into the second way of making money, the direct connecting bonus. Let me remind you this. I told you here that once you're part of this system, you become a connector, all right? And once you become a connector, you'll be here. Our work is to help you build a team of people that you will be working with. So let's say you have a person. We have helped you get a person to join your team or to join this program through you as the connector. And the person has decided to start with the students package. Because you are the connector, you are going to be paid 370 Zambian kwacha. If the person has decided to come in with the basic package, you earn 1,000 that very moment. If they have joined you the premier package, you make a 3,200 Zambian kwacha that very day. If they have joined you the Elite package, you make a 6,450 that very day. If they have joined you the Royal package, that very day you make a 9,650. Now, let's say you get a whole month, you have 10 people to join you with the royal package. So you're going to make 9,000 times 10. That gives you a 9,650 times 10. It means that month you're going to have a 96,500. You can imagine, even if you take 2 months to have 10 people with the royal package, still you'll have some good sum of 96,000, which is way huge. And remember, you don't need everyone. In our system is very simplified. And that money is paid instantly to your account. Look at the simplicity of our system. It just requires you to have only 2 people. That tells you when you have an account here, just have one on your left, the other one on your right. So already you've started making progress. Whereas in other companies, they say or they recommend have as many people as possible. Now you realize it is only you that is growing. So if you have another one, you place them down there, down there. So in our system, we don't recommend that because we want your first 2 people to also experience growth. So if you have a third person, position them down there, either under Walia or even down here under Alice. So that ensures that even the newest members get an experience of growth with this system. Now, let's dive into the third way of making money. Follow attentively now here, because here is where you get to make even more money in a way that you're not even there. Your absence here, but you are absent, but still you are earning. Wow, because when you have one person on the left, another one on the right, this forms a pair under you. And as a result, you qualify for what you call a pairing bonus. What do I mean? One on your left, one on your right, you are added an extra 650. That is if they had joined with the basic package. So you had 1,000 and 1,000, then an extra 650. That gives you a total of 2,650 just by having only 2 people that have joined you with the basic package. We continue helping you to get another person under account 2, another one under account 3. Now you have a team of 4 people. Look at these 4 people. All of them are under your first 3 accounts. So it means account 1, 2, and 3, still they are going to also make extra money. So just by having 4 people, you have a total of 6,600. Just that very moment by having 4 people. So when if you take your first 1 week to have 4 people, that week you go home with a 6,000 plus. And guess what? This does not stop here. We're going to take the 4 people and start coaching them. Also, they'll get their first 2 connectors each. What happens? Your account 2 will make money. Your account 3 will make money. Your account 1 also will make money. And this team will keep on growing. And this means, ladies and gentlemen, forever to infinity, you will be growing. And because you have 3 accounts, you'll always be earning 3 times. In account 2, in account 3, in account 1. And the maximum you can make in a day when you have 3 accounts is up to 39,000 Zambian kwacha. The maximum you can make in a day when you have 1 account is up to 13,000 Zambian kwacha. Now, because you have 3 accounts, multiply 13 by 3. So it's up to 39,000 Zambian. You can imagine just by having only 3 accounts. What if you decide to have the next highest package, premier package? This gives you 7 lifetime accounts. They'll be arranged as you can see on your screen. Then we help you get your first 2 people, one on your left, one on your right. So we said when a person joins you with the premier package, because you are the connector, you earn 3,200 because of one, 3,200 because of the other, and because you have a pair here, the pair now contributes more money because it is higher than the previous ones, another 1,950. So in total, you have 8,350 just by having only 2 people that have joined you with the premier package. And guess what? That is money you can withdraw the very day. Then you continue coaching you. We help you get two people down there. That gives you a team of 8 people under your 7 accounts. Look at these 8 people. All of them are under your 7 accounts. The rule still stands. Every account is paid independently. That means you're going to be paid 7 times just by having 8 people. So how much will you earn? You're going to make up to a total of 49,000 Zambian kwacha. And remember, these 8 people will also keep on growing. They will keep on growing. So what happens to you? Forever, you'll be earning 7 times. That is the power of this system. When you have 7 accounts, you earn up to 7 times. Ladies and gentlemen, what about the next highest package? This gives you 15 accounts. We term it as the Elite package. And having your 15 accounts, then you help you get your first 2 people, one on your left, one on your right. As a result of having 2 people, you make a cool total of 17,450 just by having only 2 people. You can imagine. Why? Because you are paid a 6,450 because of one, 6,450 because of the other, and a pairing bonus of 4,550. So totaling up to 17,450 just by having only 2. What if we continuously help you to get 2 down here under each of these people? That gives you a team of 16 people, and as a result, you make a total of 212,000 Zambian kwacha. just by having only 16 people in your team. And remember, this team will keep on growing. As the team keeps on growing, what happens to all your accounts? You'll be making up to 15 times. And that is the power of having 15 accounts in this system. The highest package you may consider really starting with, we term it as the Royal package. Now, this gives you 31 lifetime accounts that way. And then, of course, we help you get your first two, one on your left, one on your right. When you have just two that have joined your team with the Royal package, this gives you now, ladies and gentlemen, a 9,650 because of one, 9,650 because of the other, a pairing bonus of 9,750, and this gives you a total of 29,050 Zambian kwacha. Just by having only two people, you made all that money. You can imagine. Then if you take a whole month to just have only two with the Royal package, you'll have pocketed some good sum of profits. Then you continue helping you to get your two people down here under these accounts. That gives you a team of 32 people. And having 32 people in your team, ladies and gentlemen, it translates to you making up to 932,000 Zambian kwacha. So even if you take 1 year to have 32 people, you have some good profits. Even if you perform at 10% that year, you still have some 900, some 90,000 plus Zambian kwacha within just that period. Isn't that amazing? And guess what? These 32 people, they also have friends that you don't know. So the team will keep on growing. So what happens to you? Forever, you'll be earning 31 times. So you see, with 31 accounts, you earn more than the person who has 15, 7, 3, or even 1 account. So 31 accounts is the best. Now, what about after 1 year? Look at this attentively. In 1 year, if you have 1 account, guess what? You'll have accumulated profits amounting to not less than 1.4 million Zambian kwacha. With 3 accounts, that will have given you up to 4.3 million Zambian kwacha. With 7 accounts, this gives you up to 10 million Zambian kwacha. With 15 accounts, this gives you up to 21 million Zambian kwacha. With 31 accounts, gives you up to 41 million Zambian kwacha. Now, that is when you have performed to a tune of 100%. But what if you fail and just perform to a tune of just a 10%? This gives you 4 million Zambian kwacha with 31 accounts. 15 accounts, you have 2 million Zambian kwacha. 7 accounts, you have up to 1 million Zambian kwacha. And with 1 account, you have up to 140,000 Zambian kwacha. Just a 10% performance in a whole 1 year, but still you have incredible profits. And note, when you have more accounts, you grow faster and you earn more. Now that is it. That is how you benefit financially, creating wealth with this system. Let's dive into the next aspect. How do you benefit health-wise? All right, follow attentively. Now, before I dive into that, ladies and gentlemen, you have to understand why it is important to be healthy, because there are many factors that affect our immunity. And all these factors, majorly, we term them as free radicals. Now, free radicals, these are certain components that once they get into our bodies, they compete with our cells for energy, for nutrients. So what does that translate to? The cell will be deprived. The cell will be affected. And once the cell is affected, entirely our body is affected because the cell is the smallest unit of the body. Now, where do the free radicals come from? They come from sources like processed foods, talk of stress, talk of air pollution, chemical pollution, water pollution, unhealthy lifestyle, talk of medicinal side effects. Now, these factors, because of our continuous exposure to them, that's why today we have occurrences of diseases like breast cancer, talk of foot rot, talk of throat cancer, talk of obesity, because of the processed foods and the likes, talk of also heart attacks, talk of also lung cancer. And I realize these conditions are not new, but before, during the ages of our great-grandparents, they were very rare. Why? They used to consume organic foods fresh from the farm. Nowadays, if you get food that are fresh from the farm, they are very expensive. So they are very rare. Most of them, they are processed. Most of them, they have been quickened in terms of their, production and all that. That's why now, ladies and gentlemen, you need to, of course, protect yourself. Beat the odds. Don't wait and get the conditions that you start treating it. You can protect yourself earlier. And that is why now we have our products. They contain what you call antioxidants, and they help fight these free radicals. What are antioxidants? These are specific nutrients in our foods that prevent or slow the oxidative damage to our cells. So if you may be in a way you have been exposed to such free radicals, what they do, they help in flushing them out of our body or reducing or enhancing that, ensuring that they are not becoming, a bother to our cells. And you realize, according to World Health Organization, they recommend you consume at least 7 different types of fruits, 7 different types of vegetables every day to ensure that you are healthy, to ensure that you are getting the right amount of the antioxidants in our bodies. But you realize very few people can afford that. That is why you need our products. And that's some of these products. For example, the immune boosters we have, this one is for the adults, this one for the young adults. Talk of also a product for healthy heart functioning, for proper function of the heart, pumping of the blood and all that. Talk of also the anti-aging product to help you keep looking younger, energetic, prevent you from aging diseases. Talk of arthritis, talk of diabetes and the rest. Talk of also, healthy blood flow. We have this powerful product for the healthy function of our blood vessels. Talk of also the nutritional beverages like the coffees available in 4 different flavors. We also have the weight loss products for the people who are maybe struggling with excess weight. Burn simply means body and the right nutrition. These products function by suppressing appetite and increase metabolism while burning the excess fat. What about our kids? They are also catered for. This product enhances their brain development. It also has DHA, that which enhances now the brain development. Also, they are filled with nutrients that help children grow mentally and also physically. They also aid in their appetite. So that means you won't be struggling with your kids when it comes to having their meals. So maybe asking now after all that, why should you still use the products? Because one, they help you in aging gracefully. You also stay strong and vibrant. But most importantly, you stay disease-free. That is why you need these powerful products. You have a number of testimonies. For example, this is a gentleman who had goiter. Look at him now, very okay. Arthritis for more than 30 years. This lady was suffering. 12 days later, you see our product there. Perfect testimony. Talk of also the diabetes case here. The gentleman could not even walk. He got our products right now, very healthy. Talk of this leg. We all know when you're diabetic, you get to have a wound. It may take a while to heal. It may bother you for quite a while. But look at the leg now, perfectly okay. Stage 4 cancer, but look at the lady now, very healthy. You can see her holding her product there because it really gave her the breakthrough she was looking for. Talk of gout, talk of high blood pressure testimony, and that tells you one thing. It is not just about making money. Once you're part of this program, you get to help so many people who are struggling outside here with some of these diseases. But remember, we said selling is optional. These products, once you get them, start by using them together with your family because they are food supplements. So anyone can consume them. The healthy people, you boost your immunity. The sick people to reverse the conditions. Now, another thing or another benefit you get is that you'll also be accumulating points into your account. The essence of these points is that you can redeem them and get phones, laptops, even motorbikes, and even cars. We have individuals who have redeemed motorbikes, others have redeemed phones and laptops. This gentleman was able to redeem a Toyota Land Cruiser V8. Another one here was able to redeem a Range Rover Sport. And this is actually a recent university graduate. What does that tell you, ladies and gentlemen? Success is there for everyone. But of course, you have to start. Now realize here's where most people draw the line. Everyone wants to succeed, but not everyone is willing to take the first step. But don't be among the everyone category, right? That's why tonight, this hour, I'm going to give you an offer. This offer allows you to start or join this program at a very fair, at a very affordable way. And of course, being an offer, it is limited. So what is this offer? If you choose to start with this offer, within the next 12 hours, ladies and gentlemen, the first thing you get is a package with the product. This package will be containing the products I've just summarized from our presentation. And guess what? It is delivered to you as a parcel. So you don't have to worry from where you are. The second thing you get once you're part of us is a tracking system. This is majorly your account. You check how is your team growing, how are your profits. In short, you monitor everything through your phone. That is your business account, generated automatically from the company system. Another thing you get is a mentorship program actually for free if you start with the offer. And of course, we have a housing and a car project ongoing. These two apply to you if either you start with either 15 or 31 accounts. Now, if we are to charge you for all these privileges that I've just mentioned, it will require you up to 50,000 Zambian kwacha to just have only one account if you start without the offer. But if you start with the offer, ladies and gentlemen, you don't need the 50,000 for one account. Neither do you need a 40 or 20 or 10. Neither do you need a 5,000. Guess what? You just need only a 4,800, and this will give you the same one account. So instead of paying 50,000 for the one account, you only need a 4,800 with the offer that you're giving you in the next 12 hours. I'm told actually the offer will be running for the next 5 hours. Why? Because after here, we are having another country session. All right. So this offer will only be available to the first 4 people who decide to be part of this program within the next 4 hours. And of course, remember, the offer is limited. So now, what about the other packages? We have said for one account with the offer is just a 4,800 instead of paying 4,800 times. Instead of paying 50,000 Zambian kwacha for the same. Now, for the 3 accounts, instead of paying times 3 of that amount, what you have to do is just have a 6,600 and you'll have your 3 lifetime accounts. With the offer, the 7 accounts, instead of paying 50,000 times 7, what you need is just a 19,200. For the 15 accounts, you just need a 39,600 instead of paying 50,000 times 15. You can imagine. And for 31 accounts, instead of paying 50,000 times 31, what you need is just only a 78,000 Zambian kwacha and you'll have your 31 accounts. As simple as that. Remember, I've said this offer is valid for the next 4 hours, only for the first 4 people. So if you're here ready to get started, what you need to do, just chat down there your name, the package you want to start with, and the time that you'll be making the payment. Remember again, the offer is limited. So how do you make the payment? We have partnered with Zanaco in Zambia. So what you need to do is just visit either a nearby Zanaco agent, you'll make your payment, you'll get a receipt. Or a nearby Zanaco bank, you'll still also get a receipt. Or a bank transfer, you'll get a message or an email, or you can use Airtel Money to make the payment. That message you get as a confirmation of the receipt, that is what you send to your inviter. And then immediately you'll be added in our mentorship program. We start your plan right away. And that is the company's account number. Remember I told you, we have partnered with Zanaco in Zambia. On your screen is a person who made a payment of 66,000 Zambian kwacha, purchasing the royal package for 31 accounts. Another one here made a payment of 41,000 Zambian kwacha, another one of 46,000 Zambian kwacha, another one here 15,000 Zambian kwacha. So starting with a bigger package is way more beneficial. And you may be asking, are you qualified to be a part of this program? Of course, yes. If you're a student, a business lady, a businessman, self-employed, looking for a job, you're a farmer, you're a retiree, a stay-at-home parent, a civil servant. In short, any open-minded, ambitious, and dream-driven person, this program definitely fits you. We have a number of them doing this. For example, grade 12 here, Agnes Mulenga, within Lusaka, up to 10,000 plus profits in just a matter of a week. A police officer up to 13,000 plus part-time income in just a single week. We also have a gentleman within Kavu resigned from his job to do this program full-time. And guess what? This program has really benefited him up to 9,000 plus in a single week at times profits. A cashier up to 5,000 plus in just a single week. A technician, 6,000 plus, just 3 days part-time income. Very busy during the day, but you can afford to do this just 2 hours every day in the evening. Progress actually is happening. An artist also 8,000 plus in just a single week. We have another secondary school graduate, 15,000 plus in just 4 days. Pure profits. You can imagine also a great university graduate up to 12,000 plus in just a week. That tells you with or without big papers, this program fits everyone. A former manager with this system in a day up to 2,000 plus. Talk of a pastor and nurse up to 10,000 plus in just a single week. And that clarifies to you one thing. Your occupation should not stop you. You can still do this part-time. And that tells you you are the next success story. What you have to do is take action. And why should you take action? Majorly is because of the law of leverage. I told you, the law of leverage, whether you are available or not, you still make progress. There's teamwork. Okay. Another thing, you get to create your own success story and help others. Talk of the products. I've shared with you the powerful testimonies, which means not only benefit financially, but health-wise as you help the others. Legitimacy. This system has been there since 2006. That confirms to you are joining a credible system. Also, vacations you get to enjoy fully paid for by the company. Your income is not limited. You can earn as much as you want. And of course, it's not just you expand only within Zambia. No. You can have a global business just by working from where you are. So God will give us the opportunities upon you to take action. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this wonderful system. And I believe you are the next success program. Now, guess what? At this point, you have come to a very important part of the session whereby you get to hear live testimonies of individuals who are part of this system. And to start with, before I invite anyone, I'll quickly share about myself because at the end of the day, for me, I always say, this system, once you've met it, there is no way you should remain the same way again. So Mr. Ashira Samuel is my name, and I'm going to share with you how my progress has been unfolding since I said yes to this system. And for me, I always say, this is always a God-sent opportunity to everyone or anyone who really is looking for a better way out. Professionally, I'm a biologist. And this program is what I do currently on a full-time basis. But this was me back then. Before this program, I was a very broke final year student in the university. I used to do all sorts of hustles, pieceworks, manual jobs, anything that will have given me a way of sustaining myself in school, sustaining my siblings who are still schooling. As a family, we had borrowed so many loans and debts. So for me, as I've said, this came as a God-sent opportunity, and I took it seriously. This is one quote that came to my mind that very day after the presentation, to say, if somebody offers you an amazing opportunity, but you're not sure that you can do it, simply say a yes. After that, you can learn how to do it. Look at this. Anything that a human mind decides to learn, they can learn. You can be a professional. Whatever you know today, you are not born knowing how to do it. So I said, yes, of course I can learn and do this, but the problem was money. But I realized giving such excuses will never make any difference. The debts will keep on increasing. The broke state will keep on becoming worse. So good enough, there was a loan that had been borrowed by my parents for my university school fees for my final year. Guess what I did? For me, I decided to risk my school fees. That's how I got started. And I'm glad I took that risk that very day. And why did I decide to risk my fee? Majorly was because I wanted to get my family out of debt and loans. Secondly, I saw the products. I've shared with you some of the testimonies. For these products, for me, I understood that if only I get these products, I'll help so many people we had as friends to the family who had issues like arthritis, diabetes, and so on. So I saw a permanent solution for them. Three, I saw there is no age limit. Anyone can do this. There is teamwork and support, and a chance to have free travels and vacations. That's why I always say, if you have a reason big enough to do this, believe you me, you'll do it. Within my first 30 days, the first profits doing the program part-time of 5,600 Zambian kwacha. This was big for me because I was used to a 20 kwacha, 30 kwacha doing the pieceworks. So receiving a 5-6 within 30 days, it was big. But guess what? That was just the beginning, because within the first 90 days, that is 3 months, profits were more than 50,000 Zambian kwacha. I sat down and I did some calculations. 50,000 divided by 3, because that is 3 months, it gives roughly 16,666. I told myself, which employer can pay me this amount as a fresh graduate? No one. So I made a decision that even after I graduate from the university, I will not be employed and I'll never look for a job. True to that, ever since I graduated up to date, I've never looked for a job, I've never written a CV, and currently I work from home Monday to Monday. So you realize this program has given me the freedom any person can wish to have. I kept building. I graduated very well. I kept building now this full time. Within 6 months, I was recognized as a silver executive in terms of rank. As you speak right now, I'm a certified speaker in the company. And this is it. This is what makes you to progress. Free mentorship, free coaching, free guidance. You have to just look for the capital and plug yourself in. I've also enjoyed a number of vacations courtesy of this program, and all these are fully paid for by the company. I've used the same program to also empower a number of people. That is why I do this program with passion every day. And mind you, it's not just about your success alone as an individual. It's about the lives you get to uplift. Also, I've been part of international events fully paid for by the company. Now, this is where you get skills on how to expand your own business globally. And as you speak right now, my team has grown to over 11 countries just by working from home. Talk of countries like Botswana, Kenya, Malawi, Nigeria, Saudi, South Africa, Sudan, Tanzania, a very big team in Zambia and also Zimbabwe. Just by using my phone, just by working from home. So you see, one thing I always say, ladies and gentlemen, for me, I had hunger for success because I was tired of being broke and seeing the struggles you were experiencing as a family. That's why risking my fee was a necessity. So it was not something to negotiate about. I never had the room to say, let me go and think about it. No, I needed it there and then. Within right now, as we speak, at times even in 2 days, making over 12,000 working from home, it is happening. On your screen, those are some of my alerts from Stanbic Bank. So the 6,600 that I started with has paid off in a very huge way. And mind you, the capital you will pay, that is it. You'll never pay anything else. From there, it is profits to infinity. I've also been recognized as a Millionaire Circle member. You can imagine, from just a 6,000. Also, I've been recognized as a gold executive, one of the prestigious ranks in the company. And of course, right now, being able to qualify and redeemed several gadgets, phones, laptops. I've told you, you get points that you can redeem. So I've experienced all that. But the amazing part is that the 6,600, which was part of my fee that I had to risk, has enabled me to clear all the loans we had as a family. My siblings now also in the university studies, they are schooling comfortably, no more debts, no more loans, several projects now ongoing for my parents, for myself, several investments. And that all started with just a 6,600. What if I ignored the opportunity back then? So you see, a single decision can change everything. A number of people I have in my team that have also progressed very well. For example, the team in Botswana, they are doing this through the online mentorship. We have never met physically, but their progress also is evident. Doing the program part-time, that tells you your location does not matter. Look at another gentleman here from Matero, Lusaka. We met through Facebook as strangers, but he said yes to this system. Life started changing. As you speak right now, the same gentleman has a team in countries like Botswana, talk of Saudi, talk of Zambia, a very big team in Zambia. So if a grade 12 is doing it, why not you? Talk of this powerful lady, Madam Naomi. When we met, she was working as a cashier. She joined a Zoom session like you. She started part-time. Within just a few days, she had already started earning more compared to her job. What happened next? She resigned from her job, now doing this program full-time. And that is our happiness, to see people who, they're struggling with their time, they're struggling with their incomes, being part of this and having now the ultimate freedom. Talk of Madam Mary, look at where she was before, but she said yes through this system. She was struggling through her school, her dad was no more, her mom was jobless, she became like the breadwinner, but seeing this program, she saw something to change her entire family. She said yes. Life right now has changed totally for her and her family, and she's one of the Millionaire Circle members we have in the team, and many more success stories. This is what I always say, ladies and gentlemen. After this session, you decide, either to be a person who is going to give the excuses or a person who is going to be an action taker. And definitely, we are here for the few who are ready to take action. Here are some of the investments and goals I'm currently working on. And one thing I always say is this in a bold way. The risk takers are the ones who make a difference. People who fear to take risks, they'll always work for those who always take risks. And as you're planning to be part of this system, there is only one biggest catch: start with more accounts. Well, let me give you a scenario here. If let's say we have a person A here who has one shop, and then person B here who has 30 shops. So if one shop pays you 1,000, this person will only have 1,000 that very day. This one who has 30 is going to have 30,000 the same very day. So more shops has enabled this person to make more. But this one has been disadvantaged by only having one shop. That is what happens in our system. When you choose to have more accounts, you earn more and grow faster. And ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I leave you with this: that when you allow doubts, fear, or people's opinions to stop you from making decisions that are worthy, of your financial progress, guess what happens? You end up stagnating in one position for so long. And mind you, success is very personal. Hence, making decisions that will spearhead you towards success, it should also be a very personal decision. Because if you don't invest, wealth remains a dream. And this is a powerful verse I love that I leave you with. Says, he that observes the wind shall not sow, and he that regards the clouds shall not reap. In simple terms, if you keep on waiting for the right time to do anything, guess what happens? The right time may never come, might never come. That's why we always say, start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. So, ladies and gentlemen, at this point now, I'm going to invite powerful ladies and gentlemen that we have in our session here. People who also started, while struggling, their lives were very demanding financially and otherwise. And I want you to also get to hear from them, get inspired, and get to learn how their lives have been transformed. So I'll start off with this powerful lady within Lusaka, one of the leaders we have also within that province. You'll also get to meet her in person if you happen to visit our office. Get to see how she started and how her progress has been unfolding. So Madam Agnes, if you can get me, you can share your screen and proceed to share with our guest. Over to you, Madam Agnes.
All right. I believe I'm audible to your side.
Loud and clear, you can proceed.
Right. My name is Spling Agnes, as you have heard. And I'm just a recent grade 12 graduate. So this is me before and after this project. And I've started this opportunity just after completing my school. And that's my life before and after. And I got invited to see this opportunity by a friend, just like some of you. I attended the Zoom presentation. I learned about this opportunity, and then that's when I got started. And what are some of the reasons that made me to join this amazing opportunities? That one, it will be able to give me the time freedom. To resign from where I was employed, higher income, so my salary was never enough. Help others have a better way than a 9 to 5 ways of living. support my family, and also the other thing lastly is that to finance my goals and also my dreams. So that are some of the reasons why I joined this opportunity. After joining just a few days, I was being able to make 3,000 plus in just a few days of joining this opportunity. Also, again, I made another 3,725 kwacha in this same opportunity. And the other thing is that my income started increasing up to 10,000 plus in just a single week. Reason being is that I also added up accounts. In this opportunity, I started with one account, but currently running more than 15 accounts. The more accounts you have, the more money. I resigned from my job and started doing this opportunity on a full-time basis. The other thing is that now I do what I love, and I work with like-minded people towards empowering others as well in this same opportunity that we are seeing. So the team is expanding also, as you can see. And the other thing is that that's our office there, as you have heard. If you're within Lusaka, you can come to our office. So those are our presentation that we usually have at our office from Monday to Saturday. You can plan to visit one day if you're within Lusaka. And from a grade 12 underpaid casual employee, I'm glad I made this decision to be part of this amazing opportunity. So the other thing that I'm going to leave you with is that nothing changes until you take a step to change it. So make sure you take the bold decision, take a step so that we can be able to make the difference together. So welcome to the team, and let's make the difference together. So thank you, Mr. Samuel, and I give it back to you.
Amazing. Thank you, Madam Agnes, also for that wonderful sharing. Ladies and gentlemen, that simply tells you if you are here, maybe you're a grade 12 graduate, this system can also work on your end in a very huge way. On to the next, let me also invite this powerful gentleman all the way from Kabwe, doing this program in a very huge way. One of the leaders there was employed before, but decided to resign and do this full time. Why? Because of delayed salary and also a salary that was not satisfying. So get to hear from him and get to be inspired. So Mr. Robert, if you can get me over to you, you can proceed and share with our guests.
Thank you, Mr. Samuel, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share one or two things to our dear guest. Our dear guest, good morning and congratulations for sparing your time and be part of this training. My name is Chinyanta Robert. I stay in Kabwe and I'm doing this business on a full-time basis. I came across this wonderful opportunity on Facebook and I attended the session like this one from the start until to the end, and I loved it. At that time when I was introduced to this business, I had no money. I was totally broke, but I did not take this opportunity to pass me by. I told my mentor to give me 15 days for me to look for money. And the reason why I decided to look for money, I wanted to be financially free, to have time freedom, and to be my own boss. I really wanted to be my own boss because of these two companies I was working for. The first one, they were not appreciating what I was doing for them, and the salary was not enough to cater my needs. The second one, they failed to pay me for 2 months. That's when I decided enough is enough. It's time for me to empower myself. Luckily enough, I met this company and they matched with what I wanted. 1 month in a business, I made 5,400 and I was so excited. So to your dear guest, if you do have money right now, don't think twice. Just grab the offer. We start making a difference together. And to those who don't have money, you can find a way of raising capital. Welcome to the business. My support and the support of other leaders is fully granted. Back to you, Mr. Samuel. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Robert. So as you've heard, if you're within Kabwe, also you can meet up with that powerful gentleman and get to experience also the first-hand physical information or sharing with him. On to the next, let me also invite this powerful gentleman all the way from Lusaka. One of the leaders also will get to meet if you happen to visit our office. A person also who has studied his own course, but as we speak with this system, doing this program on a full-time basis. So Mr. John, if you can get me, you can proceed and share with our guests this afternoon or this morning. Over to you. Mr. John Kalambo, are you there? You can unmute and proceed.
Am I audible to your side, sir?
Loud and clear, you can proceed.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Washila Samuel, for the opportunity given to share one or two things to our dear guest this morning. And to our dear guest, thank you so much for sparing some time to learn one or two things about our business. And now you can also be part of this amazing opportunity. So as you have heard, my name is John Kalambo, an engineer by profession, but doing this same business on a full time. This is me before and after I joined the business. You can see the transformation just right there from those two pictures. But life wasn't like this at the first, and I was very much angry for a better life because I realized to say, in this life, once in a while, you need to also desire that good life. But one thing I know is that that better life wasn't just going to come on a silver platter. So I had to do something, and in that way, everyone is taught to say you need to follow a traditional path, which is go to school, get yourself good grades, and make sure you find yourself a good paying job. So I understood that statement, and I went to the university to start engineering. And I was recommended by the university to say you can do your attachment from the University Teaching Hospital, which is the most big teaching institute here in Zambia. And my engineering profession was just going smoothly and everything was going well. But one challenge I was facing in this profession is that I had no time or spare time to do other things or work on other skills in order to sustain myself in the near future. So I came across this opportunity on Facebook from a total stranger. Just like some of you have been invited by the people you don't even know where they stay or where they are. But I was invited in the Zoom session just like this one. I attended the Zoom session from the start through to the end because I really wanted to get every single information so that I can be well informed about the opportunity. And guess what? I loved everything. The products and the money that was presented, the trips and everything was amazed to me. So the challenge that I had was the money because I was living from paycheck to paycheck. And one thing that came into my mind as I was scrolling down on Facebook, I came across this post which says the only thing more expensive than investing is not investing. So I did whatever it took me in order to find the money, and that's how I got started. That's me there on the first day I joined the business, and I corrected it direct to your location. That made me choose this golden opportunity. Was one, the financial people, and 5, to leave a legacy. And in my first 2 weeks of doing this golden opportunity, I mostly my monthly income as an engineer by profession. But all the support and mentorship I was offered from my direct sponsor, who is also a mentor. And these are some of the goals I'm currently working on: giving back to the society, building myself my own house, and also rewarding myself with that machine down there, as you can see from the picture, which is a crew. And one thing I'll review with you, our dear guest, this Thursday morning is that stop letting fear rule your life. Join us today. We work as a team, and welcome to the most awarding team. I give it back to you, Mr. Washira Samuel. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you, Mr. John Kalambo, also for that wonderful sharing. So, ladies and gentlemen, that confirms to you that, of course, anyone can do this, and of course, you can make this your full-time profession. On to the next, let me invite this powerful gentleman, a police officer doing this program currently on a part-time basis. Get to also see why he chose to do this part-time and the progress that has been unfolding on his end despite doing this program on a part-time basis. This confirms to you that also if you are employed, this can be a perfect part-time opportunity for you to also boost your income. So Mr. Namunji, over to you. You can proceed.
Amazing, Mr. Samuel Washila, for that powerful presentation. And thank you for giving me this chance to share one or two things to our wonderful guest this morning. And to our wonderful guest, I'm very delighted to have you here. And also congratulations for taking that bold step to come and learn more about our opportunity. I'm sure now everything is certain, or what is remaining is for you to make a decision of taking action and definitely become one of the beneficiaries from this life-changing opportunity. And as I've already heard, my name is Mr. Namunji Mviana, based in Kitwe. I'm a police officer by profession, doing Project Rise Africa on part-time. That was me before and after joining this life-changing opportunity. I came across this opportunity through a stranger
through an invitation from a stranger from Facebook, just like some of you here, of which invited me to attend an online presentation just like this one, and that's how I attended it, and I loved it. And that led me to some of my 5 reasons why I decided to become part of the business. 1, I wanted to have my own free time. 2, I wanted to empower others in society. 3, I wanted to be financially independent. 4, I wanted to achieve my dreams. And lastly but not the least, the health product which will be awarded to me as I become part of the business. That is to tell you that if you want something bad enough, you can have it if you're willing to pay the price. And this morning, I have a question for you. At what extent are you willing to achieve your dreams, or to be financially independent, or to empower others in society, or to have your own free time? If I were you, I would do whatever it takes to achieve my dreams. I honestly had some reservation at first. I thought it was one of these scams that come and go, but 4 things calmed my fears, a wonderful case. Firstly, the company has physical offices in over 25 countries, Zambia being one of them, with office in Lusaka at Great North Road Business Center, ground floor. And second, the company pays tax as Zambia Revenue Authority, ZRA. And third, the company has partnered with stable companies, talk of EcoBank and in Zambia, Zanaco. Lastly but not the least, the company has been in operation for over 19 years in the global market. That is to tell you that we are not yet test the business on you. The business has been there. Yours just said grab the opportunity and be part of the business. And after being certain about this, I had to sit down and ask myself, how am I going to be part of this changing life opportunity? I suddenly realized for everything that is going to happen to me for the rest of my life, it is going to be up to me. No one else was going to help me. No one was coming to the rescue. I was responsible for everything. That's why I got a loan and joined the business with one account, because I knew the greatest hazard in life is not to risk anything at all. Until our wonderful guest this morning, what I can tell you is, if you're not willing to risk the unusual, you have to settle for the ordinary. And the good part, the risk I took to get a loan to join the business with one account, result has been amazing. And one thing which I can urge you is, thinking will not overcome fear, but action will. And 2 days in the business, I made 960 kwacha. This motivated me. 1 month in the business, I made 5,328 kwacha. This motivated me even much more. And I already had a team, talk of Kitwe, Lusaka, Livingstone, just to mention a few. And here are some of the people we are working closely with in the business, talk of Kitwe team, talk of Lusaka team, talk of Livingstone team, talk of international team. That is to tell you that as you decide to become part of this changing life opportunity, there's what we call the power of teamwork. Avoid motivated leaders who are going to be there for you, guiding you on a step-by-step until you achieve your success. And also this definitely tells you one thing. If me, a police officer, can do it, you too can do it. The business is open for everyone. You just decide to grab the opportunity and be part of the business, because you know what? No one is better than you and no one is smarter than you. You are destined for greatness. And here are some of my goals I've set, and I'm able to see achieving them using the same opportunity we are sharing with you. So what I can tell you is, everything has been shared to you. You just decide to take action and grab the offer as we transform life together, or decide not to take action and remain on the same position you are. You have the choice to make. And if I were you, I would decide to be among the winning team. And we are the winning team. And in sensation, congratulations for following through our Zoom session from the startup to this far. My support and that of other leaders is fully guaranteed upon you getting started. See you in business. And at this juncture, I say, God bless you. I take it back to you, Mr. Samuel Washira. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Namunji, for that wonderful sharing. So if you're within Kitwe, Copperbelt province at large, you can also link up with your inviter to connect you with Mr. Namunji. On to the next, and finally, allow me to also invite this powerful lady, a statistician by profession, currently doing this program on a full-time basis. She has expanded her team in over 5 countries. As we speak right now, a silver executive in terms of rank, also a Millionaire Circle member. Get to hear from her, get to see how she started, how she started the transformation, not just financially, but also health-wise. One of the leaders also you are going to meet in the mentorship program, who has also grown a very big team, not just in Zambia, but all around. So get to hear from her. So Madam Mary, if you can get me over to you, you can proceed and share with our guests.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel, for that amazing and powerful sharing. And also congratulations to our powerful guest for following the meeting through this morning. I believe it has been worth your time, and it's now your time to take action and position yourself into the system. My name is Mary Waita. Professionally, I'm a statistician, but I'm working the project Rise Africa on a full-time basis. And the reason it's because it has been able to change my life and also the life of those people around me. And this was me before I came across the opportunity. It was at a very difficult part of my life. It was a period where I lost my dad, who was the breadwinner of the family. My mom was jobless. I had 2 young sisters who were doing their secondary education. And life was extremely tough. It was very hard for us. And I was trying to look for something to do to give me money to pay my school fees, support my mom, and also support my two young sisters. And that's how I came across the project Rise Africa. I attended an online meeting, and these are the reasons that made me to be part of the team. Number one was the financial independence. Number two was the health benefits of the supplements. By then, because of the stress and pressure that I had, I developed ulcers, which was so much severe. I tried to seek medical attention, it didn't work. But the moment I started the business, I was able to use the supplements, and as we speak right now, I'm very much okay health-wise. Number three, I saw a chance to empower other people. Number four is the traveling opportunities that I'm going to get from the system. And then I saw a chance to give back to the society. At this point, I didn't have any money to start the business, but I had to find out a way on how to raise capital and be part of the team. And because of that, I decided to borrow, which enabled me to start with a basic package. 30 days into business, the progress was amazing. In 3 months' time, I had a profit of around 36,000 kwacha. And from there, each and every single month, the income continued to increase. I was able to pay my school fees. I got a chance to graduate from the university. And right now, full-time basis into the system, I've been able to change the situation back there at home, support my mom, and also support my two young sisters to do their tertiary education. In the business, I'm a silver executive prime by rank. I'm also a Millionaire Circle member. And through the support system, I've done expansion in different countries. Have a very big team here in Zambia, have a team in Sudan, Nigeria, Kenya, Botswana, Zimbabwe, among other countries. And these are the goals that I'm working on right now. And personally, the decision that I made, it has been able to change my life. You can also decide to change your life. What you need to do is to take action, is to be tired of your current situation. And without commitment, without action, nothing is going to happen. Furthermore, the only person who can change your life, it is you and you alone. Nobody is going to come and change your life for you. So you have to get tired of your current situation. You have to take action for things to change. Be assured of our support in the project Rise Africa once you get started. So see you in the mentorship program once you start. Thank you so much, Mr. Samuel, and I give it back to you.
Amazing. Thank you, Madam Mary, also for that powerful conclusion. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe now everything is clear on your end, and what is left now is for you to make a decision and be the next success story. Now, at this point, I want to give you a very simple assignment. Number one, you have to get back to the person who invited you. Let them know that you've been part of the session from the beginning to the end. Let them also know the package you want to start with and the time that you'll also be making the payment. Because remember also, the offer that you've given does not last for long. As I've said, it will be there for the next 4 hours. So you have to make haste and grab your slot. And ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mr. Wachira Samuel. We are going to meet in the mentorship program. Looking forward to seeing you in one of our mentorship classes. And of course, in the next few days, next few weeks, to also see you sharing your own powerful testimony, courtesy of this system. Because if others can do it, you can as well do it. Welcome to this wonderful system. Let's make a difference together. And remember, I always say, you being part of this system, it will be very unfair to the others outside there if you don't position yourself. So in simple terms, it means you being part of this program, you get to give another person a chance outside there to also use the same system to change their lives. So if you'll be having any further questions, the right person to ask is the one who invited you here, as you inform them the package you want to start with. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this powerful system. Let's change lives together and be the next success story.